to them afterwards, actually it's gone. And it would really get up their nose. I'd get caned twice as hard.
Really, I asked Billy Idol how he used to be a bad boy, and he got really mad at me. But since you brought it up, how did you used to be a bad boy in school?
I was a very bad boy at school. I mean, from the age of sort of probably 14 to 16, just about everybody disowned me, including my parents, including my mum. I mean, no, I sort of hung out with a bad crowd, a gang of kids that used to sort of terrorise the town and spray our names all over the place and do really bad things that, you know, I won't repeat on the air because I don't want all you kids going out and doing them. And in school, I mean, as for school, I mean, I was probably away more than I was there, I'll put it that way. And I got sort of, you know, suspended and stuff like that for doing bad things in school.
Was that a private school?
No, that was just a comprehensive, which is like a real regular school, downtown school, and it's quite a rough school, really. You know, it was just a regular school with all the kids from the bad side of town in, you know, so that's why it was good fun.
What were the kids from the bad side of town listening to at the time, like Sex Pistols?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that was when I first really got into music. I mean, I was sort of going... I actually used to follow a band around called The Damned. You must have heard of The Damned.
Yeah, sure.
And, you know, I was a groupie, you know. I used to... I mean, I don't mean I slept with the guys, but I used to just hang around with the... You know, I used to follow them up and down the country. I must have seen The Damned, like, 50 times, you know. From that time when I was really totally into them. And the Banshees, Susie and the Banshees, Generation X,
yeah,
you know, Billy Idol. I mean, I was a big fan of Generation X, and still am a fan of Billy Idol, you know. Yeah, bands like that, you know, they're the sort of bands I used to go and see.
What's your favourite Damned album?
I think the first album, Damned. So the first album is my favourite, just because it was the first real record I bought that, you know, I just played to death. I mean, I actually destroyed that record from playing it too much, you know. Mm-hmm. And, you know, as you get older, you don't do that so much, because obviously you get older and you get your collection builds. That was my record, you know, that was the record I had. You know, apart from that, I didn't have anything else, you know, any other records. My sister used to own, like, some compilation albums with old soul records on and stuff like that, but... Yeah, that was my album, you know. My
record like that was the original soundtrack to Goldfinger with Shirley Bassey.
Yeah, brilliant, yeah.
My first record.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my favorite Damned record is Strawberries. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Well, that's a bit later on, you know. I mean, by that time, I'd sort of moved on a bit, you know. I mean, I wasn't so into the band then. I mean, I didn't buy their record so much. I still used to go and see them, but... I really just bought their early albums, you know, when the lineup was still with Brian James, and then he left, and actually then the second album, I think, a guy called Lou came along and played guitar,
right,
and now plays with Peel.
And Rat Scabies,
Rat was still in the band.
Captain Sensible.
Captain was in the band, yeah.
All in the band. Well, let's get back to the new album here. It's called Music for the Masses, and is that sort of a tongue-in-cheek name, or a hopeful name?
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be very ironic sounding, you know. I mean, we don't, let's get it right from the start. I mean, we don't appeal to, like, the masses, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not sort of, you know, we're not like your Dire Straits or something like that, who, like, everyone's got a Dire Straits record in their collection, but I haven't. And we're not that sort of band, but so that's why we had that. So we feel that we should be appealing to the masses. We feel that our music is, you know, we're really confident about what we do, and a lot of people just dismiss us straight away, you know. And we can go out and play, you know, like here in America, you know, we haven't really had a hit single, you know, a hit record, but we can go out and play to sort of, you know, 10, 15,000 people a night across America.
That's what I was going to say. You got a sold-out tour. By the way, here's R&R, the Radio Trade magazine. Have you seen this ad?
No, I haven't. That looks good.
Yeah, those are all the radio stations across the country playing your ad there.
Okay.
In case we got our intern, Terry, it's okay to come in, even though the police light's on out there.
She got our tea.
Making tea for us. Here. I guess I didn't mention that last time.
No, you didn't.
But I'm going to start asking the Depeche Mode questions right now. For anybody who just tuned in, this is one of my very favorite bands of all time. KROQ started playing them in 1978, back when Just Can't Get Enough came out. And right up through the present, the wonderful album Music for the Masses. One thing Depeche Mode has become known for, at least among the most ardent fans, is... lots of remixes.
Right.
Lots of different kinds of remixes.
Yeah.
Now, I was privy to be able to hear a remix of Behind the Wheel.
Right.
Okay, they're kicking it around. I understand there's a few of those around.
Yeah, there's going to be a few. Yeah, I mean, we had a lot done, because what we like to do is we like to give the songs to other people that we admire what they do, and see if they can do something different with what we've done in the studio. Basically, you know, when you work so closely with something in the studio, it's nice to be able to give something to someone else, and then they come up and they give it to you, and you play it, and you think, God, you know, we never heard it like that. We never thought of that song being like that, you know. But and if it's good, we like to put it out, you know. And you know, we don't force people to buy these things, you know. We just put them out usually in a limited edition, and if kids want to buy them, you know, there's a big demand for those sort of things. You know,
there's
really
lots of us that'll buy every single record that you guys put out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, our fans are pretty hardcore, so they do tend to go out and buy everything. But we're very sort of aware of what's going on, and we really don't. You know, we wouldn't put anything out unless we were 100% into it, you know, ourselves. You know, a lot of bands would tend to just sort of shove as much out as possible, and you know, even if they haven't even heard the thing, you know. But so we were doing a lot of mixes, yeah, of singles for the future, and so then when we've got what we want, we can work out a real good sort of 12-inch mixes and stuff to put out, you know.
Who are some of the people that you've given Behind the Wheel to play with?
We got a team called the Beatmasters.
Are they English?
Yeah, and they sort of do it's difficult to describe it really, but you have to hear it. I mean, it's like more hip-hop type stuff as well, you know. I mean, it's hard to describe, but they're real good, real interesting. Also, Jed Pettibone's done a mix as well, which is really good. And Daniel Miller as well, who didn't actually sort of, he's done a mix as well. Who else have we given it to? Let me think now. Oh, loads of people, I mean, loads of other people.
And there is a cover song that you've mixed with.
He knows everything that's going.
Why don't you talk about it? It's coming out in January.
Yeah, I mean, we've also done, because the whole theme of Behind the Wheel is like a driving theme. It's like, you got to imagine yourself sort of driving along in a car. It's that sort of music, and it's like, you know, driving along a motorway, especially the album version. It's like, it builds up, and it's like, you know, coming to a climax. So we thought we'd pick a song that was also had a driving theme. One of the old songs that we thought was Route 66, which I think Chuck Berry's done, and the Stones have done, and I don't know.
Tom Petty did it.
Tom Petty's did it, yeah. I mean, probably hundreds of people have done it, but and we've done quite a strange version of that, which Beatmasters have also done a mix of, which is real fun. That's really good.
And it's mixed with Behind the Wheel.
That's right.
It segues right into Behind the Wheel, and I gotta tell you, that is wonderful.
Yeah.
It is a wonderful version of Route 66 going into Behind the Wheel. I can hardly wait till we can play that thing. It's gonna be another month or so.
Yeah, quite a while yet, yeah.
But that's great. You wouldn't be doing a version of that in concert, would you, by any chance?
Not at the moment, no, but possibly when we come back in the spring, we might be doing that. We don't know yet. I mean, it's one of those. We used to actually do a few covers, you know, years and years ago. We used to do a version of I Like It by Jerry and the Pacemakers, you know, I like it, I like that one. We used to do that. We used to do The Price of Love, the Everly Brothers, Price of Love. What else did we used to do? We used to do a song called Mouldy Old Dough.
Mouldy Old Dough.
Lieutenant Pigeon. And we used to do a few covers, you know, but hopefully none of them are on record.
We're talking to Dave Gahan of Depeche Mode, who are playing Friday and Saturday night, 2 sold-out shows at the Forum. They have a new album out called Music for the Masses. There's a song that we're playing a lot called Behind the Wheel, a remix of which is coming out in about a month. And here is a Swedish Chris megamix of Depeche Mode songs on KROQ FM.
just can't seem to get enough.
There's something beating here inside my body and it's called a heart. You know how easy it is to tear it apart. When the boat comes in, I ask myself, is it a sin to be flexible when the boat comes in? It's just a question of time. It's just a question of time. Question of time. Thank you!
KROQ FM 106.7, and that was just a Swedish Chris megamix of Get the Balance Right. And we've got Dave Gahan, who's here diligently signing records.
Signing away, squeaking away.
And let's see. Oh, yeah, we're just talking about all those mixes of... we're trying to figure out... the lady from Sire Records just called, says she can't find it. Well, Howie Klein, the vice president of Sire Records, he's probably taking it down the block to play it for somebody.
He's probably got to sell it somewhere.
That's right, with all those George Harrison picture disc CDs of his. Okay, all right, let's see. Have you ever been, what's the most interesting thing, or maybe the meanest thing that, you know, I gotta preface this. You go out and you lay your soul on the line all the time when you perform in front of people, especially you. I mean, you get up there and spin around and everything and get dizzy for people.
I do get dizzy, yeah.
And and you kind of get, hopefully you don't take the positive comments for granted.
Yeah.
But you kind of get used to dealing with them in a polite way.
Yeah.
Right? What happens when somebody comes up and really deals you a negative blow?
Well,
I mean, that must happen once in a while.
Usually just punch the guy out, you know, whoever it is. He or she. No, I mean, yeah, it does happen once in a while. And, you know, to be honest, you know, you listen to it, you listen to what they say, and it does hurt when you work hard and you feel that you've done something good and you've really pushed yourself to the limit during a show and you're exhausted after the show and someone comes up and says, hey, you guys suck, you know.
Yeah.
However, I mean, it hits home pretty hard. But luckily it doesn't happen that much. You know, it's probably only happened a couple of times in our whole career, which is not bad out of, like, you know, 10 years or something. But it does hurt. It hurts, you know. And you get angry, you know. You get angry about it and you probably shout at the person or something, or you tell someone, one of the security guys, to chuck them out, you know. But, you know, then you think about it, then you think about what they said, and sometimes it's, you know, the criticism's good, but sometimes it's just because a lot of people do that sort of thing when they're actually trying to communicate with you.
Yeah.
They want to talk to you, and they don't know what to say. They don't want to come up to you and say, you guys are great, you know, you're really good. Yeah. They don't want to suck up to you, so they say something horrible, and they think because they've said that you're going to listen to them, but it works in both ways. You do listen to them, but
That's right.
But you don't like that person.
Right, and there you are, and you spend time feeling bad about that.
Yeah.
When they maybe
you
wasn't
go home
valid.
and you sort of get the loose out and you put it around your neck and you're standing there on the chair and you think, shall I do it? You know, well, we've got another show tomorrow. I'll see how it goes. And you take it off and you wait for another day.
How does each member deal with jealous wives or girlfriends, huh?
Well, no, I mean, they're pretty good. I mean, you know, luckily we don't really have that problem. You know, I mean, a lot of bands, I mean, you hear about it all the time, don't you, sort of husbands and wives and stuff splitting up, but rock bands, it's like, you know, historical that, you know, when you sort of your wife leaves you or something, because it is tough. It's tough to have a relationship when you're on the road all the time and you're hardly ever home, you know, and we haven't been home for like months and months and months now, you know, so you go home for a weekend or something, then you're off again, and it's pretty weird, you know. And if you find someone that's special enough to sort of deal with that and be able to hang on to it, and you've got something going, then that's you know you've got to hold on to it, because it is such a hard way of living and a hard way to have a relationship, a long-term relationship, that you've got to really work hard at it, harder than your average person.
So Martin Gore, what does the L stand for?
Lee.
Martin Lee Gore.
Yeah.
He's the songwriter of Depeche Mode. Doesn't he have a special person that or girlfriend or something that complains about the content of the Depeche Mode lyrics? Like, who is this little 15, and which 17-year-old is that
15,
about? Huh?
Little 15 is actually about a guy. It's about a boy. And see, a lot of people have taken that song already in the wrong way, thinking it's about a small girl. But it's not. It's actually about a boy who's, and his mother's talking to him. You know, it's all about, she's saying, look, you know, you're going to be growing up and everything, and that this is what it's going to be like. You know, it's not a bed of roses, and you're going to be going out to the big bad world soon. And it's about a boy and his mother, his older mother. And when Martin wrote the song and he brought it to us, and I read the lyrics and stuff, and it's actually one of my favourite songs on the album. But and when he brought it to me, I thought immediately it was about a little girl, one of his, you know, things. But we won't talk about those. But we won't talk about that. And yes, he does have a girlfriend, and yeah, I'm sure she thinks about all these things.
And which 17-year-old is that about?
Well, it's not actually. His girlfriend's not 17. His girlfriend's actually a lot older than him. And maybe that's why he always writes these songs about little girls.
Okay. Well, what about just everybody's always saying, well, first of all, what about this gaps between the songs or the intention of the artist? I mean, what kind of bull stuff is that?
What is that?
Have you seen that sticker on there?
Gaps between the songs and the intention of the artist. What's that all about then?
I don't know. I listened to it. I only heard one gap, but it's towards the very end.
Extra long CD or something. Is this a new thing that I haven't seen?
Oh, that's how we package CDs over here.
Really?
Yeah, that's how they're all. You ought to go to a record store once in a while. It might do you some good.
Yeah, I like that. So, yeah, what is this on here? This sticker. I mean. Or is it because we do a lot of crossfades and stuff?
No, I didn't. It's the crossfades. I mean, first of all, since when aren't the gaps between the songs the intention of the artist?
I mean, I like to say now, I like to put it straight on the air now that we make the gaps. I mean, like, when we go in the studio and create an album, the first thing we think about is the gaps. We think, now, how long are we going to have the gaps this time? And we probably spend the first few months actually sort of working on the gaps. And then once we got the gaps done, then we record the album in a day.
Then the rest of it goes real fast, huh? All right, here's something from Music for the Masses. We're listening to Dave Gahan of Depeche Mode, 2 sold-out shows at the Forum tomorrow night and the next night, and you're going to be Top of the Pops in a few days. What's the song you're going to do there?
Never Let Me Down, the single.
Ah, that's good. Well, here's Nothing, one of the best songs on the album. Right. KROQ.
We now are awaiting the brand new album from Depeche Mode. Here's the second single from it. It's called Never Let Me Down, at a radio station that never lets you down. All Night Radio, KROQ FM, The Rock.
KROQ FM. And Dave, that's actually one of your favorite songs off the album, too. Are those Prescription Darks, by the way?
These ones?
Yeah.
No, they're not actually. They're from a company in England called Cutler and Gross of London.
I wear Prescription Darks around, and people just accuse me of being a drug addict all the time.
No, I'm just a drug addict.
So
anyway, to tell the truth, I just forgot they were on, and I've had them on all day, and they're not very strong. They're not very dark. They look darker than what they are. They're actually quite light.
Depeche Mode. We're talking to Dave Gahan, the lead singer of Depeche Mode.
Discussing sunglasses.
Quite a bit has been made of Depeche Mode's dark themes. Do you think too much?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I think it's got a bit sort of... see, the problem is once the media sort of get onto something like that, they don't stop, you know. I mean, you know, we're a rock band, you know, we're a band that, you know, the songs that Martin writes, the most of the songs are about real things. They're about real things that have happened in his life or in our lives. And he writes very, very honestly. And the songs, the feel that we get on those songs, we always try and create an atmosphere that suits the lyric. You know, we try and build an atmosphere for every song. And we work really hard at that in the studio. And it kind of upsets us, yeah, when we get this sort of, you know, Depeche Mode or a dark band all the time, because it's real, you know, that's real. I mean, hey, you know, things aren't up and bubbly all the time, you know, everyone's not sort of, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
so
like,
it's sort of a reportage stance. This is what we see, and so we put it in
honest,
the songs.
you know, we feel it's honest, and it's like, the lyrics are honest, very honest to Martin, and Martin reveals a lot more in those lyrics than he would in any interview, and when you read his lyrics, I mean, that's Martin, you know, that's him, that's his life, you know, and, but Martin is a very, very funny person, and he's like, he has a good time all the time, you know, and so that's what the sort of feeling you get from Martin. You would feel that he's like a really dark person, but he's not at all. I mean, if you've ever heard him laugh, I mean, he's got the loudest laugh in the world. It's an incredible laugh, but he is quite sort of what's the word when you sort of in your shell all the time, you know, like it's
withdrawn is
he's a bit withdrawn,
strong.
yeah. He's like, I mean, he's very shy, but when he's had a few drinks, he's good fun.
Well, also, I've found out that the more intense people are in their professional life, the more they tend to really let go in their personal life.
I mean, I think that's what we do. I think that's what Depeche Mode are about a lot, because we're very, very serious about what we do in the studio and what we do on stage live and everything. But it's very different. Live is very different, obviously, to working in the studio. When we play live, we want everyone to have a good time. We're playing live for our fans. We're playing live for the people that are buying our records. It's not for ourselves. You know, we're doing that. We play live because it's like a way of saying thank you to all those people supporting you for so long, and that's why I like to sort of get everyone to join in and sing along and clap their hands and basically party, you know, the night away with us.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Southern Cal has always been a Depeche Mode stronghold. Were there any songs inspired by Southern California, memories of people or
possibly,
places?
Yeah. I mean, possibly, yeah. I mean, Martin writes personally a lot, and he gets a lot of ideas on tour. When we're on the road, he gets ideas. He doesn't actually write on the road. Very rarely writes a song on the road, but he'll jot down ideas, and if he's got an idea for a riff or something, he'll probably pick up a guitar and put it onto tape. And then when he gets home, he gets out his notepad and goes over all those ideas, and then starts putting songs together. So yeah, I mean, songs are...
have been.
You're inspired all the time, yeah, and I'm sure there's some songs probably maybe inspired from somewhere in America as well, you know.
You can't think of anything in particular?
Oh, no, not in particular.
Maybe if he was here, he'd be able to. All right, we're talking to Depeche Mode on KROQ. I'm here from Depeche Mode. You've been really generous with your time here.
Don't worry about it.
Let's see.
I've got to stop talking like that as well. I mean, I don't do it. I don't sort of put a fake American accent on for the... the reason why I do it is because I do really love it here, actually. I love the whole vibe and everything. It's really good. I love coming here.
You have a little bit less of an English accent when you're actually singing, don't you?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I think you find that with most singers, actually.
Why is that?
I don't know what it is. I think it's just easier to... I don't know. It's not something you think about. It's just something you do. You know, it's never something you should analyse, really, I suppose. That's just my voice, you know. And you find that You know, I mean, especially singers from England, because, you know, you got people from, like, Scotland and Ireland and places like that, where they've got really strong Irish accents or really strong Scottish accents, which when they're speaking you couldn't understand at all. But when they sing, you understand them. You know, it's the same thing. I mean, I'm actually from the East End of London, where they speak more like that, you know what I mean? Like, more sort of like that, like Cockney language, and it's like, you know, Barrow Boy stuff, you know, like, 2 pair bananas, come and get your bananas here, like that sort of talking, but, I've sort of refined my voice quite a bit, you know, and gone more west side of London, really.
Yeah, Kate Bush and Midge Ure is like that.
Yeah.
Especially.
Midge Ure is very strong. He's got a very strong Glasgow accent, yeah.
Yeah. So, you get to move around on stage a lot when Depeche Mode
I have to. I don't have any
performs.
choice. No one else, they all stand there, like, you know, dummies.
Well, don't they get jealous of you, or don't
No,
they try to find more?
I think they like it. No, I think they like to, you know, I don't think they'd like to be sort of running around like I do, really.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, like, you know, this is not them, you know. I mean, you know, they're not the sort of run-around types.
Well, I remember last year they had some unusual percussion instruments for them to beat, and I can't remember the song, but there's one song when they're all pounding on strange-looking devices.
They're all pounding this year as well. Pounding away. There's actually a lot more percussion this year, a lot more live percussion. Because it's interesting, it's more fun for them as well. And we've actually, because we use a lot of sampling stuff, it also triggers melodies and stuff, like when they pound on these big
sculptures,
big things that we've got. Well, they're actually just like pads, drum pads that we've got up there this year. And when they pound away on them, they actually trigger off things like sound effects and drum beats. And you'll see when you come to the show.
Okay.
It's visually a lot more exciting, I actually think, than last year. There's the whole show, the set, the lights, everything. You got to see it. I mean, it's like everyone who comes back afterwards says, hey, you know, that was like, you know, the lights were amazing and everything. And it's really good. I mean, everyone's been saying to us that it's a great light show and everything, so you got to see it.
Okay. All right. Well, then we will. And I'd like to thank you very much for coming by. And,
my pleasure.
Coming by KROQ. You know, a lot of bands that started out on KROQ and have gotten as big as Depeche Mode has, don't really see fit to come by here anymore.
We'll always be coming back. You know, we're not that sort of band. We remember the people that broke us, basically. I mean, that's what I was saying earlier on, you know, I think it's great that, you know, you've got a station like this together that's actually playing stuff that's new. I mean, there's bands like us and The Cure and the Bunnymen and New Order and the Smiths that, you know, that we're all happening now in America. You know, we're all sort of selling a lot of tickets live. And really people got to start realising that there's more than just, you know, I won't say the bands, but those same old bands that, you know, have been going for years. There's more than that to music. You know, there's new music, there's new bands, there's fresh stuff around. So get out there and buy it.
Okay. And I know a lot of the other disc jockeys would want me to say hello to you, especially Richard Blade.
Yeah.
Likes you guys a lot.
Yeah.
And,
we're seeing Richard, I think.
And the poor man. Yeah, you're probably doing something.
Yeah, we're seeing Richard, I think, tomorrow.
Probably doing something for his TV program.
Yeah,
huh?
I think so. I think it's tomorrow.
That'd be good. And he's going to be at Top of the Pops, too.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Okay, well, thank you very much again for coming by, and
Thanks,
let's see
Dave.
if I cued this up in the dark properly.
Pleasure.
Yes, I did.
Treasure.
KROQ FM. It's KROQ, KROQ FM 106.7. And shoot, man, we just interviewed Depeche Mode. That was so fun, man. Dave Gahan is here, and he's in the other room taking pictures with everybody. And gosh, we'll have some stuff from him after these 6 weeks. It's a wonderful version by Depeche Mode of Route 66, so I'm not going to be able to play it after this. And this is it for a while, for 5 or 6 weeks, so get a good listen of it. My voice all over it. The Mode on KROQ. So I understand there's an even better mix of Route 66 and perhaps a little Behind the Wheel mixed into it. So if you were smart enough to have your cassette recorder running at home, that may not be the version that comes out, because as we were talking about yesterday when Dave Gahan was here, they like to do several mixes of it, and the one we just heard may not even be the one that comes out. But anyway, this one will probably come out. This is Behind the Wheel here on KROQ FM in Pasadena, Los Angeles. It is a Depeche Mode rock party weekend.
Times when You're behind the wheel tonight. You're behind the wheel tonight.
I've been lying here so lonely. I've been wishing you would telephone me.